Hey, everybody, welcome to this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. This is Mickey G.
And I'm Rodney T.
But yeah, brother, I just wanted to let you know that we're in a new year and everything, but
Yes,
uh,
sir.
I might not be doing these podcasts much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother, I got an email from a gentleman named Mr. Johnson from Uganda, man, and he told me that he worked for a bank over there, and the bank is really corrupt.
Uh,
And he got some money. He got $40 million that he took from the bank because he knew they was going to do away with it. He wanted to put it into my account. So I think he sounded like a really good guy in that email and stuff. So I may not need to do
yeah,
these
you didn't.
podcasts, brother, because he gonna hook me up with about 40 million.
Well, you didn't struck the deal there now.
Yeah. I'm already planning on things that me and the family might be able to do. So
Hmm.
I just wanted to give you a heads up in case I say, hey, Rodney, we don't need the income we're getting from our podcast, so I don't need that money no more,
I hear you.
which is zero.
Zero. Well, I'll just offer one little bit of advice, brother.
Uh-huh.
Make sure you get you another account to have that shit sent to, and make sure before you give up everything, make sure it's deposited.
so, so I should make sure the money is in the bank before I do anything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You need to email him back and say, "Yo, dog, I got your email." I said, "But if you bullshit me, I can come to Uganda and kick your ass." I don't know. That might be interstate threatening or something. Some kind of title they got it, but hell, they ought to get his ass for lying. Well, they think everybody is stupid. Well, they are true. There's a whole lot of people that are.
Well, like I say, they figure if they can find one person that falls for it, I guess
It's worth it.
they they say it's worth it. But yeah, man, that's just like that's just like the one I got from this woman who said her name was Katerina.
Katerina.
Katerina. And she said, I would love to have sex with you. Not sex, but sax. SAX.
Yep.
And I said, well, maybe she plays in a band and wants me to play saxophone. Maybe that's what she mean by saying sax with me. I said, well, now she probably got a band and needs a sax, but I don't play saxophone. But anyway, I mean, she must have thought enough of me to ask me. So I said, well, that's probably what she meant. She just wanted me to play the saxophone.
No, she wanted to play your sax.
I'm like, boy, I tell you, I just, but there's somebody out there that's writing them emails and sending them emails and hoping to get one hit on all that bait they throwing out there.
Yes, sir. Boy, and hell, they probably get one every now and then. That's worth it for them, And but yeah, it's just no end, man. I get some of those ones that ain't really got nothing on there but the picture, ain't got no mutual friends. But she's sitting up there half naked and shit and asking for a friend request on Facebook. Oh, no, please.
Yeah. I've gotten some of those too. And I got this one guy, I really don't know. He's a relative of a guy that I do know, a guy that I went to school with.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then I'll get one on my feed. It'll be some girl, like you say, half naked or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some is real thick girls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that's got a comment on there is him. He says cute. I'm like, come on, brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Just like I got a couple of partners. Let me stop that partner. I ain't got no partner. He ain't no partner. It's somebody I knew back at home growing up that
right.
That ain't hitting on too much and nothing. And I'll get one of them pictures. It'll say one mutual friend, and I'll see that one. I'm like, yeah, that's about the size of her. How you gonna friend this? You trying to get on that vine so you can see if what else she's showing on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's funny, man. I'm like, nah, I don't want no parts of that.
No, I tell you, It is out there big time. I mean, like you say, if it looks too good to be true, they say 9 times out of 10, it is too good to be true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to change my profile on Facebook because I went through there. I don't know what I was thinking. I called myself not sharing much personal information on there, but I don't know what happened. I got happy one night and I redid my bio
Hmm.
and I put on there, of course, retired military, retired from state government and all of this kind of stuff. And I had something else on there. And anyway, I started getting all these friend requests from these young ladies. The ones that think they so hot and pretty and stuff.
Right, right.
And requesting me. I had this one from Chicago. She had a picture of her and her mama up there. She's standing there trying to grin like, no, 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 neither one of you. So I kept getting them and I got them from several different people. So I went in there and went to a profile page and I looked at her friends. All her friends was like people like me, retired. Everybody had a great beard. I'm like, they trying to find them a sugar daddy or something.
Yeah, buddy.
And had a few of them. So after a while, I just got tired. I went in and changed my profile just to retired. I ain't, they can calculate, oh, he's from this and that and this and that. And I'm like, oh, no, I just leave it there. Ain't been getting them no more either. I guess I ain't such a hot commodity now that I ain't listening. Boy, it's so funny.
Yeah, and I guess I just never paid attention to how that stuff works on Facebook and stuff. But I kept getting all these stories on Elvis on my feed. And I'm like,
Mhm.
where is this coming from? I ain't
Mhm.
never been an Elvis fan. I ain't never done anything. But I guess, if you got a friend that's
Yeah.
that's signed up for those feeds or whatever, eventually one of them will get to you. And I didn't realize that if you don't basically stop them, they just keep coming.
Mhm.
And I kept saying to the girl, like, why am I getting all these stories about Elvis? I said, I ain't got nothing about Elvis.
Mhm.
And they said, well, Dad, you got to go down to it and say, stop sharing this type
Yeah.
of content or something.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's what you got. He said, yeah. He said, if you don't do that, then they think you want it because you ain't, you haven't done that. So they'll keep sending that kind of stuff to you.
Oh yeah, up at the top it'll say this was chosen just for you. I'm like,
Mm.
I ain't give you no indication I was interested in nothing like that.
That's what I'm
So,
saying too.
because that's exactly what I'll do. Why am I receiving this? And then go through there and tell it not to send it no more. Because the most I do on Facebook is I might like something or a happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's me too. I do that, or if we got something going on with, something I'm dealing with like say the Museum of Black History or something like
Yeah.
that. I'll put those kind of posts out there. But other than that, I'm same way. I'm pretty much 90% happy birthday, and I may like something every now and then. But other than that, I ain't out there. I mean, it's just, and I mean, I'm shouldn't be trying to judge people, but I know there's a couple of ladies about my age. I said, I wonder if they out there advertising because I mean they on there 2 or 3 times a day, every
Oh
day,
yeah.
changing their profile picture. Look,
Mhm.
I'm going natural now. Look, I look at this. What do you think about this dress? What do you think about? And I'm like, are
Mhm.
they out there, advertising, trying to hook up with somebody? And I say, well, that ain't my call. I mean, they're just using social media. That ain't me
Mhm.
to judge that. But I'm like, no, I'm not out there like that. I'm not changing my profile picture every day. I'm
I'm
not,
telling you.
I'm at this restaurant, that restaurant. I'm going here. I'm going there. I had a good day today. No, I ain't in all that.
Well, I think Facebook has brought out the narcissistic tendency in people because it's all about me, 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 and what I'm doing, and like like little D's told me, Oh no, I don't do Facebook. No, ain't nothing but old people on Facebook. And so I started kind of looking at it, and she about right. The old heads have took it over from the kids. They out there on all that other stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
TikTok and
Yeah,
Instagram and all that stuff. Yeah,
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 they out there on that. Because when I started noticing, I'm like, she right. These all ain't nothing but old heads on here. You know. And look at my grandbabies, and everybody look at my grandbaby, look at my grandbaby. I'm like, man, and I just say, man, and some of them people on there, I don't even know them, and there's some that I do know. I'm like, boy, you just done made it so easy to get your damn identity stolen because you got baby pictures and throwback Thursdays. You got high school pictures. They can steal your identity and have all the stuff they need.
yeah, yeah,
Just from
yeah,
being on there. Know who
yeah.
your friends are.
Mhm.
You kn- I'm like, man, no, man, Because for a while there, she stopped doing it. She hardly ever gets on Facebook now. But Rosalind used to, if we had a birthday, she's big on pictures and stuff. We take pictures all around here. I get so tired of taking pictures. I don't know if I posted it or not, but I got one of my grand dog. He was sitting there. I said, hey man, turn around so I can take your picture. Boy, he gave me the side eye. He was like, and he does it all the time now. He see you getting that camera, that phone, he gives you the side eye. Like, I ain't doing that. So that's pretty much how I am. Cause she was like, hey, let's take a picture. No, we have to chronicle our lives and stuff, but we don't put it on Facebook. But there's
Right,
pictures
right.
all over the place, man. And but I'm just not into it. I ain't blaming nobody who is, but I ain't got the show, like you said, I ain't got the show where I can go out to eat.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't in it that much. I mean, every now and then there's been some things that I've seen like obituaries. There's been a couple of
Yeah,
obituaries on there. I'm like, oh man, they
yeah,
died, and there are a couple of classmates that
yep.
came out on the obituary. But other than that, it ain't a whole lot I go out there and look for either. And I was thinking when you talk about the old folks that taking over Facebook, it made me think back. Back. This is before we even moved here, so this was like the early 2000s.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, Tara did it for me. She signed me up for Black Planet.
Hmm.
Back
Hmm.
then, Black Planet was sort of the premier site for Black people. Go
Hmm.
out and talk and chat and do that kind of thing. And I don't know, years later, I don't know, probably 5, 6 years later, I was out there and somebody came into the chat room and said something like, "If y'all still on Black Planet, y'all definitely." I said, I said, well, yeah, that's probably true because Black Planet is starting to go down. As a matter of fact, I ain't even been out there in 5, 6 years. But
Right.
yeah, it was starting to go down some. But yeah, they said if y'all still on Black Planet, y'all way behind the time. As a matter of fact, they was advertising another site. You need to
Yeah.
go to some other site. But I thought about that when you said the old folks are taking over
Yeah.
Facebook. That's what they said on Black Planet. If y'all still on Black Planet, y'all got a problem.
Yeah, I'm still on that Black Doctors deal.
Uh-huh.
And I used to just look at it for, since they kind of specialize in medical thing for people of color, I kind of halfway got interested in it. I signed up for it, and shit, now they just like any other gossip rag thing. They have more stuff on it. They ain't got much stuff about being a doctor on there. Hell, they have, who Steve Harvey's daughter is with now, cause she makes the rounds, you know, and but it's more like a gossip rag now, more like TMZ or something.
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of those social media sites, they start out probably with good intentions,
Yeah, yeah,
and then they get to the point to where they want to monetize their sites and things,
yeah.
and they know people ain't gonna come out there to read about like you say medical problems for people of color. But if you
Hmm.
go out there and you talk about who Steve Harvey's
Yeah,
daughter's with, or if you go out there and make up some wild stuff on anybody,
yep.
that more people tend to come to your site. So I think that's what happens a lot of time. It starts to be a bit of a money grab for them, and they know what's going to attract people.
Oh
Just
yeah.
like all these so-called reality shows that start out
Mm,
with sort of the best intentions, and then it starts to be the scandal and the fights and the
yeah.
and all showing every part of your body you can legally get away with, which
Yep.
I must admit I
Hey,
don't mind.
yeah, exactly.
I don't mind that part of it. But
That,
the other, so the little cat fights and all that kind of stuff, that's the part that I don't
yeah.
really care for. But now I don't mind looking.
Yes, yeah. I look too. Hey, but that's shit's a mess. I know the last one I got fooled on. I was like, okay, this is it. Yeah. But if I'm fumbling through and ain't nothing on there, I look, see all that. 'Cause it's like well, my son is into semi bodybuilding now. Old Lynn,
Mhm.
he when you work out in the summer and it's hot, he get a little swole, and then he come in here and we just be teasing about when you gonna take that medium off and get a large. He got this that crap is so tight. And I'm like, boy, when you gonna get that medium off and get a large on you? But yeah, they be wearing them dresses 2 sizes too little, boy, and just and if you look at them, you think everybody got breasts like I don't know what. Everybody got them puffed up and
Oh
sticking up,
yeah.
and you ain't got no reason to ask nobody. Well, my face is up here. You need to stop looking. Hell, you don't put them out there. You can't help but to look at them. But yeah, I don't. The last one that I thought might be entertaining and might be worth some value was when they came out with Married to Medicine.
Right. Right.
I'm like, these are professional women, and I saw them interviewed before the show came on. Oh no, we're not gonna be messy like these other shows that you see. We're professionals and we're gonna blah 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 blah. They tried to play it straight, I guess, for about 6 months. And I'm like, y'all supposed to be professional. And this ain't gonna happen. They got who's cheating on who and blah da 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 da. Like they just like Real Housewives, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's just a matter of sales ain't going too good. People ain't listening in.
Yeah,
So how we, and usually, as they say, sex sales. So they
big
bring that
time.
aspect into it, and but I mean, it just, I don't know. It's probably more me just being a dirty old man. But I was watching the the Today Show this morning as we was in there eating breakfast and stuff. Man, they got this sister on there doing the weather on the weekend.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh man, you talking about some hips. I'm like, shoo. I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch. The matter of fact, if Al Roker's ready to retire, y'all bring that sister on in there. 'Cause I'm like, goodness, I hadn't seen her before, and I
Yeah,
looked up there this morning. I'm like, damn, that ain't your typical weather girl there.
yeah,
'Cause
man.
she definitely got some hips on her.
They got them all over the place now, man. They, like you said, sex sales, man.
Hmm.
You watch ESPN or watch any of them talk shows on there, boy, and they be ESPN. I think it's just made up his mind. They got talent scouts out there looking for them. They ain't no reporters. They just find and then they train them.
Right,
Cause
right.
boy, some of them, ooh, I'm like, what is that sister there? Where they find that one at? They got one on there. She got a bald head and she's got them hips and she's like, now she's the true version of what real nice thick is.
Hmm.
And that bald head, she's sexier than hell. But that dress when she put it on, I mean, that Coca-Cola bottle ain't got nothing on her, boy. I was like, woo. And my he always telling me about the women that be on there. He know them by name. And then I was like, no, I don't know her. And so hell, he got me started. He said, man, I see if I'm on. I Google her. You know? He said, shit, I Google her, boy. And because he first we was talking about Joy. She's on one of the sports shows. She used to be on there with never remember the name of it, but she fine as hell. And she used to date this brother that played for the Thunder up here for a while. She nice as hell. Her brother was you remember that brother that played tight end, Jason Taylor? Yeah, Joy
Yeah,
Taylor is her name.
right.
Yeah, that's his little sister. Boy, she is nice. She is real nice. And then I don't know what happened. You know how they can be sometimes, but that other girl that Jalen Hurts was married to, boy, that's a fine. Molly Karam. She's on with Stephen A. Smith. I can't stand him, but I turn it over there and look at that because she's nice.
Yeah.
And
You say he
but
used to be married to her?
yeah, they got a divorce.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I didn't know Jalen Hurts was even married.
yeah, they got married. They were married probably about 2 or 3 years or something
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
that.
say I didn't think it could have
Hmm.
been too long.
Nah, nah. I ain't never thought really nothing about the brother. I just knew who he was, and know he had played basketball, and
Right.
then he was on ESPN. But I started watching him because we were watching his wife. But Jalen is a sharp. Then I started watching him when he analyzed the basketball games and all that. He's a sharp young man. He was part of that Fab Five, and he got his own show, and he's always he looked like they got him on all the shows on ESPN. And he does TNT the games and stuff. And but he's sharp, man. I was sitting there listening to him talk one time. He was saying, how he's been in this game. People don't understand. Y'all think this was overnight. I've been in this game, and he majored at Michigan. He majored in communications. So he said, I've been at this game a long time. I know. He said, y'all. People often ask me why they change up so much of the analysts that they have, like on these talking heads talking about sports. He said the reason they do it is because when a brother gets up there and he shows some acumen of being able to do this stuff, has the right personality and smarts and all of that good stuff. Well, then his value goes up. Well, they don't want to pay. They already paying who they think are the draws. They don't want to pay them. He said, but you got a whole line of brothers that's been retired or out of football that's waiting for those analyst jobs. Well, they can pay them less, so they get rid of the other ones, let them go. That's why they have so many swaps between Fox and ESPN and CBS and all of that. Is because once you get your value up, they don't want to pay you. They let you go because they got a whole line of them waiting down there to get that minimum, just to get in the door. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So, but yeah, I enjoy him. I enjoy his little perspective on the sports
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I was sort of impressed by him in college.
Mm-hmm.
When they would, do interviews after the games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell there that he was had really a lot of opportunity to speak. Like I said, could speak well. I didn't realize he was a communications major at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I could tell that he could speak well, and you could tell that that old saying, he was raised right. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't one of those kind that get in front of the microphone and got to be throwing up gang signs and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. You could
Speaking
tell.
slang.
Yeah, you could tell that. So, and I'm really glad, even though he's playing on my anti-team, I'm really glad to see that he's doing well, because they sort of had written him off early in his career. He can't pass. All he
Mm-hmm.
can do is run the ball and that kind of thing. I think he's finally showing people that he has the whole package.
Mm-hmm. Now, who are you talking about now?
I thought you said Hurts.
Oh no. Hurts. Yeah, that's my boy. I like him. No, I was talking about Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose. Okay, I thought you said
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts.
yeah. No, Jalen Rose. That's who I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hurts is a bad boy too, though. I just finished reading an article about his former girlfriend. Boy, she looked real good and real smart. They just gone their separate ways because they're too young in their, young people in their career, and they just
Right.
ain't got the time. And but she was at University of Alabama with him. She got uh, had a master's degree, and she working down in Dallas and all this kind of stuff, working for IBM. I mean, she got all kind of awards and academic just excellence, man. She's a sharp girl.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to see that kind of stuff, because you seem like you hear
Mm-hmm.
so much of the latter, kind of the bad stuff all the
Yeah.
time. It's always to hear good, good stuff, even though they don't bring that out as much as they do the bad stuff.
Oh, you got it.
It's always good to at least be able to read some of that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But them the stories they don't want to hear. They want to hear the more successful you are, we want to hear about you grew up and didn't know your dad in the projects.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Yeah.
you know, your mama brought you up, and all this serves a couple of purposes for them. You know, they can feed that narrative about us, and kind of like every time one of these brothers succeeds, the first thing they want to. So what you gonna buy your mama? Well, you know what? My mama's self-sufficient. I'll be glad when these kids start saying that or something. You know, like you don't ask them little white boys what they gonna buy their mama. You know, but to me, it's an inference that, well, we know you come from poverty. You know, and that's not always the case. Hell, you look at the NBA right now. Everybody in there is, I'm just using his name, but it's Grant Hill Jr. and such Smith Jr. Because them brothers got in there early, and I call them the all light skinned league, because ain't no dark brothers in there. There ain't too many dark brothers in the NBA no more. Them brothers from the 70s and 80s feasted on them white girls. Boy, now they got sons running around here with their name. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, because, you know, as you say, it seemed like it's either like you said, they was raised in poverty or raised by their mom, or they didn't know their dad, or they got 6 kids already.
Yeah.
It's either it seemed like there's always the stereotype of them. They either had a very poor upbringing and things of that nature, or they got 6, 8 kids already, kind of thing. But like you say, that ain't always the story, and it's good to hear some of those other side.
That's right.
Of the story sometimes.
You know, they ain't gonna say nothing about that brother that graduated in 3 years. That's making it now. These brothers that are doing things, besides getting messed up in the head and driving and having wrecks and stuff, So good to see the other side, but it's too one way. I was sitting up here the other night watching TV, and it was like during the holidays, New Year's, and they started talking about the first shootings of the year. Now we way down here, and they went and saw some little thing where they were having a celebration, and shooting started in Florida. I'm like, that ain't local news. But it was us. So if you can't feed the stereotype with nothing around you, go grab it from somewhere else. So as much as them white folks be doing and messing up stuff up in Boston, you don't never see no feed from Boston shown all over the country. But boy, let it be Atlanta or Detroit, coast to coast.
Well, that's, like I said, that's just what gets people's attention. Just sort of the way our society is today, for whatever reason. It's terrible that's where we are, but unfortunately, in a lot of cases, that is where we are. I know at one time, a couple of years ago, it seemed like it was a standing article on the news was how many shootings they had in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like especially every weekend, it was okay. How many shootings do we have in Chicago this weekend?
Yeah. And you down in the southern tip of Florida. Yeah, man. It's amazing.
It was really good to get back to recording our podcast. I had a few tragedies in the family at the end of November, first part of December. But talking with my partner, Rodney T, was like therapy. Got my mind right to do these podcasts again. And when you hear us talking about these nice young ladies, it's not because we're dirty old men. Well, yeah, I guess really we are. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this edition. Join us next time for Old Fools Talking Old School. Peace.